Alright guys, welcome to another bonus episode of Smackdown vs. Raw 2007. So for this one, we're going to be covering two things. First is the tutorial videos, and second is going to be the wrestler or superstar biographies in the locker room. So I'm at the press start screen here because when you boot up an initial save or choose not to load a save, you get a special screen talking about the video, the tutorial video. So I'm going to re-show that off. Obviously, when I first started my playthrough, I started on a fresh save, so we already saw this. And I'm sure most of you have seen this when you boot up the game, but maybe you haven't done this in a long time, so I'm just going to show it off here. So I'm going to choose not to select the storage device, so I'm loading without a save here. And then you get this special screen. Whoa, whoa, not so fast. There have been fundamental changes to the way WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2007 is played, so don't even think about stepping in that ring without watching these helpful video tutorials. And then you get two choices, watch videos or tough it out. So when I started my playthrough, I hit tough it out because obviously, like, you know, I played this game a lot. I already know what's going on. But when I first got this game back in the day, I did watch the tutorial videos because I thought it was pretty cool. So this is what happens when you hit watch videos. It takes you to this screen, tutorial movies. Now, if you want to get here manually, there's another way to do it. So I'm going to back out and it's going to put me at the main screen. So if you go to options, tutorial movies, that's how you get back here. So you can watch these at any time you want. And so we're just going to be watching each video. I'm not going to be talking over these because I don't really think if there's any benefit to me talking over it. There's already voiceover. I'm still debating if I want to include both the PS2 tutorial videos and the 360 tutorial videos. They're essentially the same thing except for just, you know, different controllers and controls and stuff. And one last thing to talk about before I start this up is these tutorial videos were actually filmed on an earlier build of the game, because if you pay attention, in one of the videos, you can see the light tubes, which this is honestly hilarious, because when I started this playthrough, I mentioned this exact same point, and I said something along the lines of, you know, if a prototype build ever, you know, surfaces online 07, we'll be able to use those light tubes. And guess what? During that time, a prototype did surface of that game, which I covered, and yeah, the light tubes were in there. So there you go. So with that being said, here's all the tutorial videos. Enjoy.
To walk, simply move the left stick in whatever direction you'd like your superstar to go. To run, press the Y button as well. The run command can also be used if you'd like to climb the turnbuckle, setting up your superstar for a high-risk maneuver. To exit and re-enter the ring, move the left stick toward where you'd like to go and press the A button. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it's time to focus on more important things, like how to smack the yellow off your opponent's teeth. To perform a variety of different strikes, move the left stick in any direction and press the X button. To perform one of 4 different quick grapple attacks, move the right stick up, down, left, or right. To initiate one of 4 different strong grapples, press the right bumper while moving the right stick up, down, left, or right. Once your opponent is locked in a strong grapple, again move the right stick in one of the same 4 directions to execute a punishing maneuver. Remember, each strong grapple has a unique set of moves, which will cause your opponent to really rethink his career choice. While your opponent is striking, you're more than welcome to just stand there and take it, or you can pull the left trigger to counter. To reverse a grapple, pull the right trigger. To counter a finishing move, pull the left and right triggers at the same time. Remember, you've only got one shot at pulling a successful counter. Keep your eye on your superstar's momentum meter. An indicator will pop up underneath to help you get the timing right, so leave the button mashing to your little sister. As your superstar competes in a match, he will lose stamina and become tired. Stamina is replenished automatically in times of inactivity, but can also be regained manually by pressing the B button. When this is done, a stamina meter will appear along your superstar's HUD. Keep an eye on this, as actions such as running can cause your superstar to wish he'd spent more time on the treadmill. As you successfully inflict damage on your opponent, your superstar's momentum meter will fill. Another way to quickly gain momentum, as well as make your opponent feel like less of a man, is to perform a taunt by pressing up, down, left, or right on the D-pad. When your momentum meter is filled, your superstar's limb damage meter will flash. This indicates that you temporarily have the ability to perform a finishing move. To execute a finishing move, press the left bumper when your superstar is in the proper situation. The situation varies depending on what superstar you're playing as an indicator will flash underneath your superstar's momentum meter to tell you when to go for it. The different finishing move situations can be viewed on the superstar select screen. To store a finishing move, press the left bumper and pull the left trigger simultaneously. Once you're done embarrassing your opponent in front of the thousands in attendance and millions watching at home, move the right stick down to go for the pin. To perform a brand new ultimate control move, first get your opponent in any strong grapple, then click the right stick button. This will bring up another set of moves along your superstar's HUD. Delaying your attack or holding your opponent in the air will not only cause your opponent physical discomfort, but will also reward your superstar with greater momentum. Be mindful of your stamina, however, as longer ultimate control moves can tire your superstar. To perform a new environmental grapple, first lock your opponent in any strong grapple, then move the left stick to drag them in a direction. Dragging your opponent towards certain hotspots will initiate an environmental grapple. This again will bring up a move display along your superstar's HUD. In addition to certain hotspots inside the ring, there is a plethora of new and creative ways to brutally assault your opponent outside of it. It's always nice to give back to the fans. To enter the new crowd area, walk your superstar over to the crowd barrier and press the A button. Here you will not only find additional hotspots for environmental grapples, but also a slew of weapons. To pick up or drop a weapon, press the A button. Move the left stick up, down, left, or right, and press the X button to strike. Remember though, it's only funny until someone gets hurt.
Big train rolling down the line.
Alright, here we go. So I have booted up the PS2 version of the game. We're going to check out the PS2 tutorial videos now. So at the beginning of this video, I did say I was debating whether or not to include them. I decided to include them because there are some differences I do want to talk about. So here we go. I'm going to press start, and just like on the 360 version, I'm pressing start without any sort of save data. So no memory card inserted here. We get the same message. The whoa, 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 not so fast, buddy. So the same options here, the watch videos or tough it out. So I'm going to go to watch videos, which will directly take me to the tutorial movie section of the options. But once again, just like on 360, you can access this at any point by going to options in the main menu. So we get the same 3 video names here, but there are some key differences to talk about before we watch these. So here we go. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously it's filmed and recorded with PS2 footage, so they don't lie and use 360 footage. They don't pull a just bring it intro video and show better graphics, so you can appreciate that. And along with the PS2 footage, the overlays of the controller and the narration references PS2 controller stuff, so, you know, different buttons, obviously, so that's good. And just like on the 360 version, this is actually filmed using an earlier build of the game, so some things you'll actually notice here are the light tubes in the crowd. You can actually see a shot of the juice bottle in some of these videos. And you'll see a lot of the crowd signs are actually glitched and misaligned, so yeah, it's definitely filmed on an earlier build of the game, so it'd be interesting to see maybe if in the future we get a prototype surface of the PS2 version of 07 rather than the 360 version we got a little while ago, so that'd be nice. And then another thing to talk about here is going to be they actually use different wrestlers for a lot of these videos, so that's kind of interesting. It's just such a small detail, but it's pretty cool. It's a little bit of a difference between the 360 version, makes it a little more unique. And then the final thing I want to talk about here is going to be the fact that the videos play in full screen rather than on 360. It did like this picture-in-picture thing. Now, when I was filming the 360 version, I was debating whether or not to rip the video files so I could present it in full screen or just record it in-game with that picture-in-picture thing. I decided to record it in-game because I thought that was a better representation of, you know, how it's displayed in-game rather than just ripping the video files. But yeah, on PS2, we're going to see it's in full screen here. So there we go. That's really all I have to say about this. So with that being said, here's the tutorial videos. Enjoy.
To walk, simply move the left analog stick in whatever direction you'd like your superstar to go. To run, press the triangle button as well. The run command can also be used if you'd like to climb the turnbuckle, setting up your superstar for a high-risk maneuver. To exit and re-enter the ring, move the left analog stick toward where you'd like to go and press the X button. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it's time to focus on more important things, like how to smack the yellow off your opponent's teeth. To perform a variety of different strikes, move the left analog stick in any direction and press the square button. To perform one of 4 different quick grapple attacks, move the right analog stick up, down, left, or right. To initiate one of 4 different strong grapples, press the R1 button while moving the right analog stick up, down, left, or right. Once your opponent is locked in a strong grapple, again, move the right analog stick in one of the same 4 directions to execute a punishing maneuver. Remember, each strong grapple has a unique set of moves, which will cause your opponent to really rethink his career choice. While your opponent is striking, you're more than welcome to just stand there and take it, or you can press the L2 button to counter. To reverse a grapple, press the R2 button. To counter a finishing move, press the L2 button and the R2 button at the same time. Remember, you've only got one shot at pulling a successful counter. Keep your eye on your superstar's momentum meter. An indicator will pop up underneath to help you get the timing right, so leave the button mashing to your little sister. As your superstar competes in a match, he will lose stamina and become tired. Stamina is replenished automatically in times of inactivity, but can also be regained manually by pressing the circle button. When this is done, a stamina meter will appear along your superstar's HUD. Keep an eye on this, as actions such as running can cause your superstar to wish he'd spent more time on the treadmill. As you successfully inflict damage on your opponent, your superstar's momentum meter will fill. Another way to quickly gain momentum, as well as make your opponent feel like less of a man, is to perform a taunt by pressing any of the directional buttons. When your momentum meter is filled, your superstar's limb damage meter will flash. This indicates that you temporarily have the ability to perform a finishing move. To execute a finishing move, press the L1 button when your superstar is in the proper situation. The situation varies depending on what superstar you're playing as an indicator will flash underneath your superstar's momentum meter to tell you when to go for it. The different finishing move situations can be viewed on the Superstar Select screen. To store a finishing move, press the L1 button and the L2 button simultaneously. The WWE logo in the center of your Superstar's momentum meter will light up. Once you're done embarrassing your opponent in front of the thousands in attendance and millions watching at home, move the right analog stick down to go for the pin. To perform a brand new ultimate control move, first, get your opponent in any strong grapple, then press the R3 button. This will bring up another set of moves along your superstar's HUD. Delaying your attack or holding your opponent in the air will not only cause your opponent physical discomfort, but will also reward your superstar with greater momentum. Be mindful of your stamina, however, as longer ultimate control moves can tire your superstar. To perform a new environmental grapple, first lock your opponent in any strong grapple, then move the left analog stick to drag them in a direction. Dragging your opponent towards certain hotspots will initiate an environmental grapple. This again will bring up a move display along your superstar's HUD. Some environmental grapples can also be activated by dragging a downed opponent. This is done by pressing the R3 button while moving the left analog stick to drag them in a direction. In addition to certain hotspots inside the ring, there's a plethora of new and creative ways to brutally assault your opponent outside of it. It's always nice to give back to the fans. To enter the new crowd area, walk your superstar over to the crowd barrier and press the X button. Here, you will not only find additional hotspots for environmental grapples, but also a slew of weapons. To pick up or drop a weapon, press the X button. Once a weapon is in your superstar's hand, move the left analog stick and press the square button to strike. Your superstar can also perform an additional attack by moving the right analog stick in any direction. Remember though, it's only funny until someone gets hurt.
Okay, so for the final part of this video, I'm going to be showing all the superstar biographies. So to access these, here's what you do. You go to Locker Room first. Now, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to care at all to see this in video form, and to be honest, I kind of agree, because you could just boot up the game and read these bios on your own. And again, I think like I said in the intro, I'm not going to be reading all of them in this video. My commentary is just going to be off, and I'm going to be flipping through them a few seconds on each screen. You can pause if you want to read them if you don't, want to boot up your game, but I figured just documenting them for the video and the playthrough is what I'm going to do. So, welcome back to my locker room. So here's what you do. You go over to your little table here. And you got two things on the table. You got loading screen manager, so just like 06, you can turn on and off, certain loading screens. And then you got this magazine over here, Superstar Bio. So I'm going to hit A on that. And then here we go. So we got 4 categories. We got SmackDown, Raw, Legends, and Corporate. So I can use the bumpers here to flip categories. And then I'm just going to show someone real quick for an example. So Batista here, you got obviously stuff like height, weight, finishing moves, all that stuff. Career highlights. Interesting did you know fact, and then we just get some pictures. So that's really all there is to the bio. So obviously I'm not going to read all these, so what I'm going to do here is my commentary is going to cut off. I'm going to go through each superstar one at a time and then spend a few seconds on each page, flip through, and that's going to be it. I'll also have them timestamped in the chapter feature, so if you just want to see a certain person, I'll just make it pretty easy. But honestly, like I said again before I sign off here, just boot up the game yourself if you really care, but I just figured for documentation purposes I'm going to do it for the playthrough. So with that being said, that's going to be all my commentary in this video, so hope you enjoyed this bonus episode. Enjoy the superstar biographies, and I'll see you next time.
It lies in your skin beneath your bed.
be afraid of letting go of someone like you. Another story. How will I know? I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be afraid of someone like you. I don't want to be afraid of letting go. I'm getting over it. Pushing past all those rules, but it ain't getting right to the root of what the problem really is. The reasons for the misunderstandings, the emergency landings on a plane headed for home is where the heart was living till it was without feeling and started revealing itself to everyone else. Not just packing up, moving out, saying it could do without a barely able to save or running out of the mouth. So I'm tearing this and everything else between me and what I wanna do. Some pieces to me and who I'm tearing you and everything else between me and you to memorize. I'm shooting now even after everything that you did, still alive and kicking. Better now, I'm awake now, I can see everything in front of me. I'm shooting now even after everything that you did, still alive and kicking. I'm better now, I'm awake now, I can see everything in front of me. Now if you would've waited 1 second, you wouldn't feel so second. The second I put you first, it made the situation worse. Cause you wanna take advantage and control of the things that I manage to keep under control. Like my happiness, my family, and all of my music, my music, my music, my music, yeah. You had it all, you chose to abuse it, abuse it, abuse it, abuse it. So I'm tearing this and everything else between me and what I wanna do. To pieces to me and who I'm tearing you and everything else between me and you to memorize. Shooting now even after everything that you did, still alive and kicking. Better now, I'm awake now, I marching with their hands up, praying for the drama to hit. I got my head down, looking for some money to spend. The price tag on the things I need, I'm getting bigger by the day. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. Whoa, the way I work to other things, they just take away from me. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. With a name. Let me show you how I'm working. Oh, I'm working harder than 100 black mules out in Mexico. No water, no cloud, no cover from the hotter than hell. No dinner bell at the oven again. From another bad opinion on me. What does it want? The cars, money, fame, attention, bars, honeys, games, attention, stars. Funny how we say we don't need it, I only try to achieve it. The price tag on the things I need, I'm getting bigger by the day. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. Whoa, the way I work to other things, they just take away from me. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. Everything that they say about me and everything that they make me need are nothing when they're taking everything away from me. And everyone trying to make it harder, and everyone saying I would never be. They're nothing but a name. Oh, the bullet that I aim. Oh, the bullet that I aim. Oh, the bullet that I aim. The price tag on the things I need, I'm getting bigger by the day. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. Whoa, the way I work to other things, they just take away from me. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. I got a bullet with a name on it, bullet with a name. Summer beats me happy, it's all indirect. Feet sometimes on solid ground, sometimes at the edge. Spend your waking moments simply killing time. It's to give up on your hopes and dreams, to give up on your life. For you's been less than kind. So take a number, stand in line. We've all been sorry, we've all been hurt. How we survive is what makes us who we are. Obvious disinterest, a barely managed smile, a deep non-agreement, a status quo exile. I check my obligations, miss all your deadlines. I excite when he early. My life for you's been less than kind. So take a number, stand in line. We've all been sorry, we've all been hurt. But how we survive is what makes us who we are. All smiles and sunshine, a perfect world on a perfect day. Everything always works out. I have never felt so great. All smiles and sunshine, a perfect world on a perfect day. Everything always works out. I have never felt so great. Godzilla bankroll, stones from Chilion. Yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home. Trailblazer, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arts is crafty dogs. Why y'all stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering, how did y'all niggas get past me? I've been doing this before Nas dropped the nasty. My waddles, I did 'em up. Them bricks, I sent 'em up. My raps, I bit 'em up. For that, now stick 'em up. 10-4, good buddy. Tone got his money up. Worth millions, still bag your bitch looking for me. What? Y'all staring at the angel with death. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You burning up like David Correct. This is architect music. Verbal street opera, proper tech man. Fluid got the projects booming indeed. I ran through the tunnel, terrorized speed. That's when I was still in the jungle, slinging that D.
Get out my face. Don't need no you got no more. Don't need no heads, been messing up my corner. And you're banging that bad look on your face before I knock it off. Hey, fool, you ready for another beating? You should have never came back. Look here, man, after I crucify him, you next. And you better have a good doctor rearrange your face. I'm a champ.
Who want a battle of dawn? I'm James Bond in the octagon with 2 razors. Bet y'all didn't know I had a fake arm. I lost it while in war before rap. I was getting it on. Choke a fat gal in like 40 seconds. My gun get hard with a 45 steel erection. Eagle on, can't go half slanted. Coconut bells from Morocco. Gorilla medallions like Flavor Flav clock. Yo, niggas want me dead, but they scared to step to me. Rip they guts out like a hysterectomy. When beef collide, look on the flip by the penitentiary kite. Or get you bumped off from the inside. Jaws is hanging. Frauds is left in they drawers on the floor complaining. Bird ass nigga resemble Keenan Ivory Wayne and stay in your place. Dirtborn rappers get shadow boxed for training. Not still eating bacon.
Get now while you can. Don't get hit sucking no statue. Give him guns. I told you I wasn't going away. You had your shot. Now give me mine. So why do you tell these nice folks why you've been ducking me? Politics, man. This country wants to keep me there. They don't want me to have a title. Cause I'm not a puppet like that fool up there. Ask this woman. She get more pipe from the plumbing than in bed. I'm the champ.
I'm like the Deuce of Diamonds, cutting spades on the glass table. $500,000 on my left ankle, Terry Cloth guest shorts. Rose is comfortable. Bring me a night itch, that means I'm up with you. My swag is Mick Jagger, Stones is Roman, Prestige is cut to a T, sparking weed with up. The cocoa leaf is slightly damp, sprouting in the backyard next to Graham Duke tomato plants. And jets get charted, marquee this shit with the cars on it. The haters, they run to the toilet and vomit. Back east, I'm a MC King. Since Cuban, pretty tone, Iron Man, bulletproof and supreme. Kufi on double deuce in the jeans. My man Shape was on the floor with the buffalo, booth in the green. IBF, WBC, cruiserweight title shots, rap belts belong to DC.
Cause I am bad. I said I am bad. I'm a bad man. I'm so bad. Sometimes I scares myself. Sometimes I look in the mirror and want to kiss myself. I'm so pretty. Now who am I? Who am I? That's right, and don't y'all forget it. Come on, come on, come on. I ain't your savior, I ain't